Welcome, my name is Serena Klein and today we're showing you the instruction video of the Evodos 10.4. In this video you're going to find out how to operate, run and clean the unit. But first let's start with some safety instructions. Please, before working on the unit, always read the manual. In here you can find everything you need about the unit, and if there's anything in here that's not clear or you don't understand, please contact us. Secondly, always use the proper PPE, which includes your goggles, gloves, safety shoes and if required a helmet. Once you have received the unit, please check for any damages. If you see any of those damages, please contact us. Now I'm going to show you some main components on the front side of the unit. In here you've got the main switch, which is simply on and off. We've got the emergency stop, which is also on-off. We've got the human machine interface panel, which my colleague will tell you a little bit about later, but those are used to run the machine. And we've got the reset button for potential alarms.
This instruction video is going to be, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the new Generation 4 Type 10 from Evodos. This generation is installed with a PLC controlled electrical cabinet, and we have installed our new human interface. So we have 3 buttons. We have our separation, we have our discharge and we have our interlock. The first button is for separation, that's for starting the machine. The second button is for discharging and the third button is for opening the machine, the interlock. So if we need to open the interlock or the machine or for cleaning, we just press interlock open. At this point the interlock is unlocking itself and you can open it by pulling this lock and open it like this. After we inspect the machine or we clean the machine, we can close the machine very easy. Just bring it all the way down, you'll hear a knock and at this point the machine is locked. The only thing that you need to do now is press your reset button on your panel by pressing reset. At this point your machine is safe to start up again. Page number 2. Pre-filling. If you want to pre-fill your machine before your production, you can find the settings inside of your instruction manual. Page number 3. Feed pump settings. You can also look inside the instruction manual how this works. There are 2 things. You can do a reduce pump speed and you have a pump pulsing. But just check your manual and you can find out how it works. Page number 4, discharging. You always need to discharge after your production. There are 2 parameters that you can choose between. You have your runtime and you have your rotor production. Page number 5, operating hours. Operating hours for the feed pump, the main motor, the separation operating amounts and the discharge operating amounts. If you want to know more about the operating hours, just check the manual and you will find the information over there. Removing the drum. After every production run or service run, you need to remove it, and the way to do it, we have some tools delivered with the machine. We have the bigger one is for removing the drum, the smaller one is for locking the drum, and this is the tool to lift the drum. There's also a circlip plier, the shaft connector and the shaft connector cap. Those are the tools that you need to have for removing and installing the drum. Before we remove the drum, always be sure that you wear your PBMs, and when you open the lid, first you start with your circlip plier. You remove the circlip. After that you remove the top ring. Then you remove the 2 half rings. After you remove your 2 half rings, you install your shaft connector and you lay your shaft connector cap on top of it. You install your lifting tool, you lock it, and then you use your drum release jacking bolt. By turning the drum release jacking bolt clockwise, you are pressing at that point on top of the shaft connector cap. At that point, the drum releases by itself. After the drum is released, you can choose by doing it by yourself or with two. Always be sure that after removing the drum, you put it on a flat surface. After you remove your drum, you can close the lid and you can start your discharge. Discharging, the only thing that you need to do is just press discharge. The discharge button is going to be activated when the drum is removed. After the discharge, the machine will stop by itself. At that point, all your solids are collected inside the machine, inside of the collection trays. If you open the lid, you can remove them and you can clean them. Before starting a new cycle, you always need to check if everything is clean. So check the inside of the drum and check your O-rings. And if they need it, just lubricate them with a Vaseline. Before installing the drum, you need to install your shaft connector. At that point, you are able to place the drum over the spiral plate pack. Before installing the drum, you always need to check the marks on the drum and on the shaft, because they need to be aligned. If they're not, there is going to be an imbalance. For the final installing of the drum, you need to use your drum closing jacking bolt. This jacking bolt is for pressing the drum completely over the shaft. After installing the drum, you can remove all your tools, you can install the two half rings, the top cover, and at last you can install your C-clip with your C-clip plier.
Thank you for watching the instruction video of the eVoDOS 10.4. If there are further questions, please advise our manual. If it's not in here, or if there are other questions, please contact us.